Morning folks, and welcome back to my channel. Well, what better place to start a walk and a video than a very peaceful, quiet village graveyard. Today I'm visiting the village of Chiddingstone in Sevenoaks, Kent. It's actually only 20 minutes away from where I live. I actually live in the same district or the same borough, so not too far to drive, and I cut through the lanes. It was actually quite a nice morning to cut down the country lanes. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to take a little tour of the Tudor village and then hopefully into Chiddingstone Castle grounds afterwards. Let's go. I arrived in the village about 15 minutes ago, and I just sort of got myself out the way because the school children had just arrived for school and they were still in the playground, so there was an awful lot of noise, and there is a little bit of building work going on at the Castle Inn pub, so not a lot we can do about that. I'll explain a little bit more about that later. I've just stopped by the Chiddingstone bench. This bench is actually probably the newest thing in the village. It was actually made in 2000, but it's obviously made in an old style and it's weathered in quite nicely now. We're just taking a short walk off the main street now, trying to dodge the mud, although I'm already muddy anyway, so to hell with it. Oh, excuse the noise, children are out on their break, so letting off some steam. Now, a lot of people, when they walk this path, which is right next to the school, think that this stone in front of me here is what we're coming to see, but it's not. If I just come back, go on, you'll just see it coming into view on the right. It's a beautiful open countryside to my left here. And there it is, the Chiddingstone. I'll just get up a bit closer and give you a better idea of how big this is.
Legend has it that Chiddingstone is named after the distinctively shaped rocky outcrop that sits at the centre of the village. The Chiddingstone is said to have been used at various times as a druid altar, an Anglo-Saxon boundary marker, and a place of punishment or chiding. Similar names were recorded as far back as the 12th century, when the village was known as Chiddingstane, stane being the Middle English word for stone.
Apparently, when many people cut down this path to go down to the Chiddingstone, they mistake this for the stone. It's absolutely nothing like it, and it's a very unremarkable rock. Although it's not been placed here, these have just appeared. Both of these out of basically nowhere. There's no others around here for miles, so there's no rhyme or reason as to why they're here. But this is as far as a lot of people get. They don't just peer on a little bit more and they backtrack disappointed. But so there you go. It's literally about another 20-30 yards round the corner to the right. Right, back up the muddy path and back down the street. We'll go down towards the stores and post office. As we walk into the main street, the first place to visit is St Mary the Virgin Church. So we'll take a little bit of a walk around that and I'll give you a little bit of information on the church.
This church was almost destroyed by lightning fire in 1624. The parish church of St Mary the Virgin is thought to be the fourth church built on this site.
So there's the Castle Inn, and as we pan round you'll see the store, or the stores, and the post office. My apologies for all the noise in the background. It seems the village is on a flight path and the planes are flying very low today. They're flying below the cloud. And over at the Castle Inn, apparently there's a hole appeared in the garden, partly underneath their kitchen, which is an extension, and they've discovered an old well. So there's a lot of work going on there. There's all sorts of vans turning up with scaffolding, and it's just, you know, another day at the office for them. One of the prettiest villages in Kent, and perhaps England, Chiddingstone is a beautiful example of a Tudor one-street village. It's very typical of the Kent style, with half-timbered sides, gables and stone-hung red-tiled roofs. The stores and post office may be the oldest working shop in the United Kingdom, dating back to 1453. The tea room at the rear of the post office features a charming courtyard and a quiet back garden, as well as a wood-burning stove for the chillier months. I'll just take a look round the back of the post office. Have a look at the tea room. It's a bit early for me. It's very quiet at the moment. It's only about 9:30. And I doubt it's going to get busy during a weekday in March, but It's known to be very busy in the summer months.
The National Trust have owned Chiddingstone Village, excluding the school, the castle and the church, since 1939. Conservation work has helped it remain one of the best preserved Tudor villages in the country, and it has been used as a location for a number of films and television programmes. Among the productions filmed here are the 1985 Merchant Ivory production A Room with a View, Michael Winner's 1983 drama The Wicked Lady, and in 1996 a version of The Wind in the Willows directed by Monty Python's Terry Jones.
Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to head down past the Castle Inn and into the castle grounds. Morning.
In 1072, following the Norman invasion, Chiddingstone was handed to William the Conqueror's half-brother, Bishop Odo, as part of the earldom of Kent. Odo's greedy and tyrannical behaviour made him so unpopular that no one took up the earldom after him. The Castle Inn is a Grade II listed building which dates back to the early 15th century. It features many historic features such as the fireplaces, tiled floors, oaked panelling and the bars.
Well, I've now come away from the main street and I'm in the castle grounds, so I'm enjoying a bit of peace and quiet. I just stopped for about 10 minutes talking to one of the local ladies who's a volunteer, and ever so friendly around here. Yeah, nice enjoyable chat, got a bit of a history of the area. And there's the castle directly in front of us. It's a shame about the noise and the lorries in the main village, but in all fairness, if there's a big hole in the back of the pub, people have got to turn up and deal with it. The one thing I have found, having walking down that street, done a bit of videoing, once I've finished with the videoing, I'm then going to go back along and take some photos, is that there's a lot of very nice walks ranging from 4 miles to 11 miles, starting from here, circular walks. So I really do think I'll be back in the summer or the autumn, maybe late summer, because as you probably know with me, kayaking season, and I've got other plans for the summer. Most of my walks and videos like this are done in the winter months, coming into the early spring. Right, so I'm going to walk on up to the castle, take a bit more of a walk around, and then I'll speak to you then. Well folks, what do you make of that view? It's absolutely lovely to see all these daffodils up as well now. And it's only going to get better over the next few weeks. There's quite a breeze today. And I can actually hear the wind blowing through these small trees. It sounds like bees buzzing, but obviously it's not. Oh, it is. Oh, let's turn around and have a look.
The Streetfields were major landowners in the area. Their wealth came from the local iron industry, which mainly provided munitions for warships, as well as building materials for the local infrastructure. In 1584, they bought a house on the main road through Chiddingstone, named High Street House. It was rebuilt in brick in the late 17th century and was the site where the family later constructed Chiddingstone Castle. With the building of the castle, the face of the village was changed forever. High Street House was demolished and the castle built in its place. Streetfield then blocked the High Street at the Castle Inn and diverted the road around the castle's lake and gardens to prevent the villagers gaining access to his land.
Now, as I'm on foot and I've come through Chiddingstone Village, I've walked through sort of like the back gate by the Castle Inn, but if you drive basically around in a block, there is a car park here. There you go, it says please remember to pay. It's on an honesty box and I think they're asking for £3. So it's not too expensive, but as I said, I didn't need to park here. I managed to get parked up in the road in the village. I doubt that would happen if it was a weekend or it was school holidays or the summer. Because as I think I said earlier in the video, this place becomes extremely popular. There's lots of very nice attractions around here. There's Penthurst. You've literally got Chartwell down the road, Emmett's Garden, Idle Hill, Toys Hill. They're all just a few miles drive, even walkable. So there's an awful lot to do around here in Kent. Oh wow, what a stunning tree. I've just got to get this big boy in the shot. It's so nice and peaceful. Stark contrast from the village at the moment. Oh, we're just going to take a walk down here and we can have a look over the Kent countryside. Just a little glimpse over the Kent countryside, the rolling hills, and there's our view back towards the castle and the adjoining buildings. Right, let's get on. I'm covered in mud, but all good. I'll be driving home barefoot because I've done my schoolboy error. For some reason, I've come out without my wellies or a change of shoes, although I may have a change of shoes in the boot. I'll have a look when I get back. Well, with the backdrop of the castle, I think this is where I'll end the video. It's been a very enjoyable morning out, walking through the Tudor village and coming up to the castle, and it's opened up a lot more opportunities. I've spoken to a few locals, got a bit more history on the area and potential walks around here. So yeah, all good on that score. I hope you've enjoyed the video. There'll be a few more like this before I start getting out kayaking, and I've got other plans which I don't really want to talk about at the moment, but it involves camper van. So there's a lot more to come on the channel over the summer or autumn, and indeed next winter. So if you're a subscriber, keep on coming back and watching, and if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. It really motivates me to get out and make more content like this, hiking, kayaking, etc. Right, that's it for now. So all we've got to say is bye for now. Take care.